What's up, rookie house flippers? When I keep saying I got one for you today, this one I got red tagged. How do you get out of the red tag? You got to get permits. You're gonna see in this video I'm wearing multiple different shirts. This has been about a week and a half trying to just figure out how to get these permits. I haven't even got them yet. This will be one of the craziest videos you listen to. I talked to Alex, who I've talked to before, on the phone, and I get all my stuff over to the city. Then he ghosts me for a while because he went on vacation. Then it takes a week and a half. I have literally been waiting, and I finally get a response back. Well, it's not what I wanted to hear. I need a whole plethora of other engineered plans, stamped, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, shear walls, you name it. Oh, and guess what I found out? By building an accessory dwelling unit in the back of my fix and flip, it is now considered new construction. The fine, I got it written right here, about $1,800. And since your boy got red tagged, they're doubling that. So now it's about $4,000 to get this thing to have permits. I had no idea this is coming. You would after you watch this video. But I did find something out, and I'm gonna completely change the plans of our fix and flip to try and get the permit within a day or two. So we might be changing the entire what we're doing in the backyard there to make sure that we can get these permits, because like I mentioned, that is now considered a new construction house. Basically, there would be 19 inspections. The inspector would be there about every single day. So we're going to avoid it. You're going to hear me call not only, Alex, who I'm working, but the city inspector lady, Sophia. She is amazing, and I ask the most rookie questions ever to her because I am completely confused at what any of this means, and she breaks it down for like 20 to 30 minutes. It's pure gold. And then I call Hard Money to discuss it with him, and he's like, yeah, dude, you need to go ahead and do this and that for the money aspect, for the profits. And then I call my contractor and we make the final decision. I don't know, I'm pumped up about this one because it's been about 2 weeks trying to get these permits, and you're gonna hear it all. So let's get into it. All right, so what I had to do, I submitted. I've never done permits before, so I had to figure out not only the drawings that need to be stamped, engineered, all that, but like how to actually upload and do the permits. I would imagine no matter where you're at in the country, it's probably different. They have different systems. But here, what I found out was that basically you have a dashboard and permits pending. The reason that, I don't have any active right now, obviously, is because I got put on a hold. So I uploaded my documents. And so what happened is, like, you have this, and then you can basically upload this. This lets you know what you have going. And as you can see here, a hold for this property. So it's in progress. They're going through it, and then they got to go through all this. Well, the attachments, when I first did it, I uploaded one and I hit submit. And once you hit submit, like, you can't go back. It is officially locked up. Now it's actually allowing me to do more attachments, but they locked me up. It was completely frozen. So then I get this email that says, we've received your application, have done the initial review, and the information document is submitted. We have found that the essential information to effectively complete the review is needed, right? So please provide all pages in the plan set to include an index of drawings, which I did, but I could only upload one. I had 6 of them. And please provide a detailed scope of work for all that include mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. Please provide an existing floor plan and a proposed floor plan. Please provide all pages of the engineered for the conversion of the garage to an accessory dwelling unit. So I got this, and I'm like, well, how the hell do I upload it? It won't let me. So I'm like trying to drag him in there. It won't let me. So I ended up getting on the phone, and I called him up, and there's a really nice lady, and she's like, yeah, you're like under review. And I'm like, I know, but they emailed me and said they need all these other documents, and I can't freaking upload them. Like, I don't know if I'm an idiot or what. She goes, oh, let me look at it. So she looks, she goes, well, yeah, we have you because you're under the, where we're trying to approve you, that we have your account locked. And I'm like, well, I know, but like, how do I upload them now? Because you're asking for them. She's like, okay, let me unlock it real quick. Boom. She goes, now try it. So I refreshed it, and it allowed, did you see that blue attachment? Like, that now came back. So she's like, yeah, you were locked. But now what you need to do is upload all those documents, and don't hit submit until you're all done, and make sure you have your scope of work. And I'm like, well, what is that? Because I just put a little description there. She goes, no, like, create a Word document and go through everything that you're going to do. And I'm like, oh, okay. See, none of this was explained earlier. It was just get your permit, and then once you get your permit, you're good to go. I had never done this before. So here's the email that we get. Dear Jackson, received your application and have done an initial review of the information in the documents. We found that the essential information to effectively complete the review of your proposal is needed. So they denied it, right? And I didn't have enough information. Well, no, duh. I uploaded one document, hit submit, and then it locked my account. So please provide all pages in the plan set to include an index of the drawings. And this is also something I didn't know. Please provide a detailed scope of work for all of the work to include mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. Please provide an existing floor plans. This is the only part that scares me, because when I uploaded everything, I didn't have the existing floor plan. I don't even know how to do that. I don't know if I need to hand draw it, but I just explained in there like nothing's changing with the floor plan. We're not doing anything to the main house, just the old garage. So I uploaded that. Hopefully that's good enough. And a proposed floor plan. Please provide all the pages, engineered plans for the conversion of the garage to an accessory dwelling unit. So what I ended up doing is asking her, like, okay, I need to upload these documents. She said, make sure, okay, I'm gonna unlock your account. She did, I refreshed it, and now I could upload. So I upload all the documents. She said, make sure you upload everything before you hit submit. So I'm like going through it, and I said, what about this scope of work, right? So where is that? Please provide a detailed scope of work. She goes, yes, for that, what you need to do is create like a Word document or something. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't do that before. And you have to upload it as a file. Now, again, this could be different anywhere, but this is what I had to do. So I went and created this Word document. And this is what I wrote. For the above property, we will be doing a full remodel of the property on the inside and removal/rebuild of the detached garage that is a hazard and falling over. The main house floor plan, and this is where I capitalized, will not change. And the reason I wrote that in there, I almost submitted it without that, is because, existing floor plan, well, nothing's changing on the inside. We're just gonna update it. New drywall, new everything, right? So, but the scope of work includes, like, we're not adding bathrooms, we're not adding bedrooms, we're not doing that, right? But the scope of work's electrical. We found that the majority of the electrical was aluminum, so new Romex wire will replace it with up-to-date electrical and boxes throughout the house. Plumbing. Most of the plumbing was old cast iron pipe, so the new expandable PEX pipe will be installed in the house, bathroom, and kitchen. HVAC. There was no existing HVAC system, so no ductwork, condenser, furnace will be installed, providing air conditioning to the house and removing all window units. Detached garage/new accessory dwelling unit. The garage on the property was completely rotten, falling over. Added a little bit of a, spunk to that. It was pretty nasty, and it had to come down. And the slab it was sitting on did not have rebar, which we found out. That's why it was so cracked and uneven. There was some spots was 6 to 8 inches higher. Like, it was bad. Nothing you could do with it. You couldn't level it, anything. And severely cracked and lifted in many spots. A new slab and building we will erect will be the exact same size as before, but instead of a garage, it will be converted to a mother-in-law quarter, adding a bedroom, bathroom, and laundry to the property. There is already water and electrical to that area from before, but will be replaced to new material like the main house. Oh, that is right. Detailed stamped engineering drawings on this unit are attached as well. Thank you, Jackson Wilkie. So that is what I have right now. I have all 6 of my drawings, and now I have a Word document of the proposed work, scope of work, and I uploaded all of that. And now it's been like a day and a half, 2 days, and usually they get back to me like right away. So I keep refreshing and checking. Now I'm trying to call the city. I don't want to bug them too much and like tick them off. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that or not, or if you do call them, if they like that. But that's why I was trying to call Alex on the phone. In fact, I'm going to call him right now and see if I can get a hold of him.
Hello, I'm sorry I missed your call. I'm Alex with the city.
No answer. I'm going to text him just in case he forgot my number. Hey, Alex, it's Jackson. I submitted all my drawings and my scope of work document. I did that a few days ago. I was just making sure you guys got that and if I did everything correct this time. If you have a minute, just let me know, or if I need to reach out to somebody else. Thank you so much. All right, so I sent the text off. He hasn't been responding to me like he did at the beginning. I don't know if he's on like vacation or something. In fact, I was trying to call him the other day and it went straight to voicemail, so he might be gone. That's why I called the city. But again, what I might do is actually, I'm going to, and it says do not reply to this baytown.org, but I think I'm going to find like a contact on their website and just email them and say, hey, just making sure, in fact, right here, it has, additional information requested. Please email the additional information. Oh, shit. I didn't read that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all the plans and everything and forward it to this building and hopefully hear something from them too. I just uploaded it, which I thought that was the fastest, and I think it is, but what I'm going to do is just, email them right now. All right, so I got my subject in there, and I'm just going to basically simply say, I don't know why it's so awkward. Like, do I put like to whom it may concern or hello? Hello. Why am I struggling with this so much? I don't really know. Maybe I'll make it a little more professional. To whom, you guys comment down below, what should I address this as? To whom it may concern. Exclamation point. I like putting exclamation points because I'm a happy guy. All right, so what I wrote is, to whom it may concern, I submitted all of my drawings and my scope of work to my dashboard the other day, and just checking to make sure I did it correctly and that you received it. Attached for all the files as well. As I just noticed on your last email, it said to send all needed documents to this email as well. Thanks for the help, Jackson. So I'm just gonna, hopefully I can drag this whole folder. I keep all these folders on my desktop and hopefully it allows me to send it. But that's what I'm gonna do as well, is I sent that off. Now I've got the email sent and I have called and I have uploaded it to the dashboard. So hopefully, we're gonna hear something here very soon. So I feel like this is the most never-ending video of all time, but to be honest, I got to call the city because I just got another email. If you guys remember in the video, I talked to Alex. He's actually been great communication, and then all of a sudden, just stopped. Completely and utterly stopped. So this is what I've been, you know, it's just 4% completed. They were going to review it by the, 4-30. I don't know. I've been waiting forever. Well, he finally texted me today and he said, I've been out of town, for a week. I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. And I'm like, well, where do I stand with this, So then he sends me this. So he texts me and he's like, and I'm like, where am I at with it? I'm just waiting, this has been forever. To be honest, this is probably why people try to avoid permits, because this is an easier, smaller city to work with from what I hear. And I mean, going through this, it's going to be great for you guys because I'm going to, go through all of this and then hopefully you can streamline this entire process after watching my video, but I am getting my butt kicked on this. So what this says, I submitted, you guys saw earlier, I submitted everything, all the drawings, yada, yada. And then they wait a week and a half to tell me, please provide the entire plan set for the accessory dwelling unit and an index of all the drawings on the cover sheet. What? I feel like I'm back in high school and I got to do a book report. This will be considered a new construction, so I have to upload the residential development plan checklist online under your attachments. I don't know what that means. All of the documents listed will be required for the accessory dwelling unit, mother-in-law quarter. Please include a res check, manual J, and all mechanical, electrical, and plumbing sheets for the new build. So basically, what it sounds like to me is they're considering this a new construction house almost, and you got to supply it with all electrical, plumbing. I mean, this seems like it's going to just be a nightmare for the new build. I mean, at this point, I'm thinking about putting up a tent and calling it good. Please show all new construction to meet 2015 IRC wind design for 150 mile an hour ultimate design wind speed. All documents requested, including mechanical, electrical, and plumbing sheets, shall bear the seal and signature of licensed professional engineer or the name, signature, license number of the master of the respective trade. Please provide a shear wall plan with hold down location and details. The submittal of additional information may generate additional and or revised comments. So sounds like a disaster. Anyways, I'm gonna call her and just try and get this thing cleared up. This is Jackson.
Hello, Mr. Wilkie. This is Sophia with the City of Baytown Building Services.
Hey, how are you?
Your call?
Yeah.
Good. Good. How are you?
Doing good. Yeah, so I got your email the other day, and I guess I'm really new to this. I just needed a little help to get over the hump here.
I'm looking for that
okay.
now. Let's tell me, what was the date that I sent it?
Okay, it was, so what happened was you never sent it to me. You sent it to Alex, and he forwarded it to me. I think he sent it to me yesterday.
I'm trying to see when I last emailed him.
If you have an email, I can forward it to you real quick.
Sure, it's Sophia, Sophia, at Gmail, I'm sorry, at baytown.org. So yeah, Sophia, Sophia, at baytown.org.
I just sent it, you should have it. Perfect, I just forwarded that, and then we can kind of go through it, but
okay.
And I'm wondering, before we get into this, were you able to see all of the documents that I uploaded?
I have them all here.
Okay.
So I've got a proposed scope of work, HCAD, and then I have some architectural sheets, A1, 100, 101, 102, 103, and then I have the ATC hazards by location, and then A103. So I combined all your files into one, and then I do have that here.
Okay,
yes,
good.
Sir, I've got it up
Yeah, because on the email it says you need like shear and all that, and it's in there. It's on the 103, I believe.
102 and then 103. Okay, that's the details. So we typically will have a plan, and then it'll show where all the hold downs are going to be located. And that is just a little bit different. And all the sheets are labeled A, which are architectural, and these would typically be structural sheets.
So there's architectural, and then there's structural. So the ones that my engineer drew up were architectural and not structural.
Well, he labeled them architectural, but they are structural sheets.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to forward you like an example of a shear wall plan that we require and that is required by code, brace wall design?
Yeah, I mean anything that you have to get this
Okay.
going. Does that work for now, or is it?
Yeah, no, I'll need the plan. So you're building an accessory dwelling unit in the back.
So what? Yeah,
that whole portion we're going to treat as a new construction.
Okay.
So that means that you're going to have to meet all of the 2015 IRC code standards. And so even if, it's a pre-existing building, but you're doing remodeling to it, you have to bring it up to code once you touch it. So that one is going to have a lot of basically the document that I uploaded for you, which is the residential plan development checklist. All of those documents need to be included because of the ADU that you're building. The mother-in-law's quarters is what you put, I believe.
Okay. So can you email it to me so I can just forward it?
I sure will, yeah.
Okay.
I'll forward it to you now. And again, everything on here is required, including, let's see, I'm trying to see if there's
Electrical,
anything missing.
mechanical, that stuff?
Yeah, everything.
Okay, I talked to my contractor. He said we can get that on no problem. And I'm like, well, it sounds like we need the shear wall. He's like, no, that's in there. So it must just not be done.
Those are just the details, but I need a plan. So the plan's it's basically like everything else. It's gonna show me exactly where the shear walls are being located. So when our inspectors go out there, they know exactly where they're gonna be placed.
Okay.
And then you'll also tell me, hey, I'm using, these kind of fence and hold downs or whatever, and they're gonna be located in these corners. And then our inspectors are gonna go out there when they do the frame inspection and say, okay, yes, here's all the hold downs, here's where they're on the plans, this is where they're supposed to be.
Okay. And does this need to be also stamped from the engineer as well?
Yes, sir. All of this stuff will need to be stamped. And it should say, let's see here if this document should tell you everything does need to be engineered on there. In terms of your HVAC, I do, need the heating and cooling calculations, which is like typically provided on a manual J. I also need a one-line diagram for the electrical, but if you don't want your engineer, because I know they probably charge per page they stamp, if you can get your master of trade that's doing the work to at least sign and put their license number on the trade plans, then I'll accept that. But they have to be signed by either the master of trade or a professional engineer.
Okay, so everything that I've submitted so far, and then whatever we do going forward has to be stamped or signed by either the contractor or the engineer?
Not the contractor, the master of trade.
What's that?
So if there's somebody doing plumbing work, it can't be just, he has to be a master plumber and a master electrician and certified in HVAC through TDLR.
Or, okay, so I need all their signatures too, or the engineer can do it for all of it?
Yeah, or the engineer can stamp it all and provide you with all the plans.
That would probably be easiest.
Yeah. A lot of times people do that because they are still kind of trying to bid out the work and trying to find the best price possible. So they'll just have the engineer stamp them. So that way we have, those sub-permits added, and then as they choose their contractor, later on down the line, then they can come and apply for those sub-permits that are attached to the main building permit.
All right, so you're going to forward me all this stuff too to look at for examples?
Yes, sweet. I'll forward you this list that we'll need to have everything on this list because of the mother-in-law quarters that you're building.
Right.
And had it just been the interior remodel or the other portion of the house, it wouldn't have been as complicated. But because you're building an accessory dwelling unit, then it has to be treated as a new construction. So we're kind of doing two in one permit.
I got you.
And I'm sorry if Alex, if I didn't explain that clearly to Alex or he didn't convey that information over to you properly. But this is my direct number. number.
Okay.
And so if you have any questions, feel free to call me. We're out one person, so I saw that you had called a few times before I called you back. So I apologize for the delay. I've been
Don't worry about it.
swamped
That was
today,
me.
so I'm sorry.
Hey, that does bring up two questions real quick, and I know you probably want to get going. Okay, this might eliminate everything. What if we say, screw it, we're not building an ADU, we're just going to build a garage that was there before?
Rebuild a garage?
Because it was a garage, but it was falling over.
Was it demoed already?
Yes.
If it's not going to be a habitable space or like you had initially proposed an ADU, then you just need to have the engineer provide a foundation plan for that particular section, and then whatever he's going to use, however you're going to build it, however wide it's going to be, all the dimensions.
Okay.
And we wouldn't need any HVAC for that unless you're running like electricity to it for lighting.
So there was already electricity and water in there, and it's still there because it had lighting and it had that's where the washer and dryer was. Mm-hmm. So that's why we were like, well, maybe we'll just make an ADU because all that is there. That's where they had the washer and dryer anyways. But I don't know. I'll talk to my contractor and see. So right now, if we just, because that garage was falling over, if we just wanted to reconstruct a new garage, then we would just need new plans of hey, we're going to frame up this garage.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. And then let me know what's going on with the foundation. If you ripped it out, if you're pouring a new one.
Probably going to rip it out and redo it because it wasn't done right. It was no rebar. It was like broken and bubbled up,
so
6
there
inches.
Wasn't enough rebar in there for,
Yeah,
okay.
So we were planning on ripping that structure down and the pad because it was all cracked and nasty, doing the exact same pad, and then instead of a garage doing ADU, but maybe now it might be best to just build a new garage back up or just scrape it down.
You know what? On it, I mean, it can always be done in the future, a conversion. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's always that route.
Meaning like build a garage and then in the future convert it?
Yes.
Okay. And then with that, you'd still have to have these you'd have to have the electrical stuff for that, or?
Yeah, whatever you plan on running to it, because then it becomes a habitable space.
Right.
So it changes, it kind of changes everything at that point. But if you're going to build it, those are your plans for the future, I would just, maybe insulate it and,
okay,
do what you got to do.
Okay.
So it's less cost, less costly in the future.
Okay, perfect. And then with that, because there's already electrical and water there. It was from the previous, so we're just reusing it.
Mm-hmm. And
okay.
Just have the engineer include that there were already existing lines, run for whatever utilities are there.
Yeah.
Just have them include that in that so we know it's all pre-existing.
Okay.
And that there's nothing new that needs to be added.
Okay. And then if we go with the garage route, then we just need the drawings for that, and then you guys will come check, make sure the garage is framed up correctly, and then, but does it have to be shear wall and all that then?
It does not have to be if you're going to just,
Yeah.
If you decide to convert later, then yes, we're going to want to go in and see if you added insulation, because then it changes from just a garage to, a habitable space. So you can, it would not have to be insulated at that point or have sheetrock up.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
And then last question, do I have to have all this figured out and done before the main house? Can we start on the main house since it's all done?
Since it's all kind of lumped together, we'd have to have everything.
Okay. So basically get everything done and then you'll clear it and we can start.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do like a partial pass for only the interior remodel, and then, you know what I mean? And then exclude the garage that's going to be rebuilt and everything out there. It'd have to all be done together.
Okay, you can't do that. Okay.
Yeah, I cannot. Unless you apply for two separate permits, but it's not very cost effective because this is already going to run you $562.
Okay, perfect. $562 for all of this. I think my best bet is I'm going to talk to my contractor and engineer to just try and get the shear wall stuff and the electrical and just get it done right.
Yes.
And then get that submitted. Hopefully I can get that in the next day or two, and then if I get it to you and call you, is that something we could probably get going pretty soon, you think? Or
I can do my best.
Yeah.
We are, like I said, we're swamped right now, and I have a ton of reviews to do.
Okay.
So I can try to get it done before, the due date. It'll tell you what your due date is.
Yeah.
I can try to get it done before that, but to get it out any sooner, I can't guarantee anything. I apologize.
No, that's awesome.
Normal, like maybe last week I would have been able to, but this week I think everyone in Baytown decided to apply for a permit. So.
Okay. Oh man.
It kind
Okay.
of fluctuates for us.
Well, I really
But
appreciate your time tonight.
Of course, another thing to consider is if that is turned into an ADU and we treat it as a new construction, it's going to be more costly as well because we go by the square footage of it, and I think it's like 0 to 1,000 is like $1,700 ballpark. Let me see.
So you're saying on top of the 562, this is another cost?
That's just the remodel cost, and you're being double fined because all the work had already started without a permit. So
let me know what I'm looking at here with both options.
Yeah. With the new construction, let me see here, residential, I believe it's like $1,600 for the square footage on that. So you'd probably be looking at about, I want to say like $1,800. That's just a ballpark figure. It says less than 2,000 square feet is $1,307.
Okay.
So even if it's only like 400 square feet, you're still going to pay $1,300 for that because we have to treat it as a new construction.
Oh, plus the 562.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's including all the double fees?
No, that does not include the double fees.
Okay.
That $1,500 is just strictly for that accessory dwelling unit, which is, again, new construction.
Yeah.
So there's about 19 inspections that are added under that, and then another like 4 to 5 final inspections.
Okay. And if we just built a garage back up, then what?
Then you're looking at the 562 because you can include that right now in your remodel.
Man, that might be the way to go then. That'd be probably quicker, cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we just need to have the engineer draw up the plan for a new garage, say the water and electrical is existing, and call it good. And that
yes, sir.
Have him just draw that up and stamp it.
Yep.
Okay. Let me I'll call my contractor and then I'll probably just talk to you tomorrow. I think it's about go time for you. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you that document either way, the residential plan development checklist, just in case you do decide to do that ADU in the back.
Yeah.
You'll have everything that will be needed for those particular plans.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, so I got 2 calls to make. One, I'm going to call Hard Money Joe first because he literally has been through this a million times. So he's going to tell me the best route to go. And then I'm going to call my contractor. So let me call old Hard Money real quick. What a mess, right?
What's up?
Hard Money, right in the middle of a vid. I just talked to Baytown finally about my permitting, and I have let's see. I need to run some stuff by you. What would old WWJD, what would Joey do? Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
All the permitting, we got the electrical drawings, the engineer drawings stamped done like a week and a half ago. The shear wall. So okay, rewind. They are considering this now, since we're building a livable resident and accessory dwelling unit, as new construction in Baytown, Texas. So it is got to have shear wall, you've got to have mechanical drawings, you got to have electrical, plumbing, everything, right?
It's a full remodel is what they're calling it, right?
No, they're calling it new construction, like we were building a new house right there.
Okay.
So,
and then what about the existing property? Is that falls within that, or is that still?
Well, that's the other part of this, because I was like, okay, I said, well, that structure was falling over, so we were rebuilding it anyways, and we figured, shoot, we might as well put up a ADU. I said, what about if we just build this thing back up as a garage? And she's like, that's a lot easier, because all I need is your engineer to drop how big it's going to be, the materials, and that's it. No mechanical, no nothing. And she goes, you can insulate it, and then in the future, if you ever want to convert it, that's a lot easier. And I couldn't quite tell if she was kind of like, hey, dummy, just build a garage, and then when we're done, convert it.
The thing with building the separate garage is that probably when you're doing the new construction, they're requiring it to get a new meter, correct?
Not a new meter, but all electrical drawings, all everything. Well, and she didn't mention that, so maybe it does need a meter, but she didn't mention that. It was more just like the electrical, mechanical, plumbing, all of that, and then shear walls and 19 tie downs and 19 different inspections, and it's basically a new construction house. And the fees on that are going to be like $1,800 plus I'm double fined, whereas just the garage going back up is $562. So at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to be too difficult for my engineer to draw it up if we want to do the ADU, but it sounds like this is going to be way easier to just go up with a garage. So do you think that's going to kill like our resale value, or like?
No, I don't think so. I mean, when we originally priced it out, did we price it out without having the mother-in-law suite? Because I don't even think we knew a definitive value of putting it on there. And if you remember from Tim,
the appraiser,
he was saying that Yeah, he was saying that, we're not going to be able to just add that extra square footage as part of the comps. It's just kind of a benefit.
So I think if we build a fresh, brand new garage, like that might be pretty appealing there, especially with the long driveway and it might just be, that's the quickest and easiest way that we can get this thing back going.
Yeah, I agree.
Because now we're not going to need this 19-point inspection and like shear wall, all that crap. Like this is just frame up a garage.
Remind me what it appraised for. I can't remember now.
I don't really remember either. I think we were in that one. Dude, I can't remember, man. I look at so many numbers. 150, yeah, 160 something. And then we were like, maybe we can get it up to 170, 180 by doing the ADU. And it was only going to cost us like $6-7 grand more than the garage. So we do gain that $7,000 back of not building it. So
double. So you get hit double on the permit fees too, right? So that's
when homeboy starts and gets red tagged, you get double bubbled, baby.
That's crazy.
So they did say they can work with you on it.
Normally permits are a couple $100, so that new construction one is definitely sizable.
Yeah, and I think they double it too, so it might be like over $3 grand to get it done. I think we got to pull the plug on that and just do the garage.
Yeah.
So, okay, I just wanted to talk to you first about it, and now it's making a lot more sense.
I'll rerun numbers on it too if you want, see if anything's changed.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and it's a sweet little place, man. I think it'll sell, and I think it's got that massive long driveway, and then building a fresh, nice, big old garage there.
Yeah.
A lot of workers over there, they'll like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay, I think that's probably what we'll end up doing. Our numbers should stay the same. We were just going to add a room and a bedroom, but that wasn't what we based the hard money loan on.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
They wouldn't have used that for the appraisal anyway, so the numbers still worked without having the ADU.
Perfect. Okay.
And it does sound like that inspector was basically telling you, don't do the new build.
Yes, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but I do think in the future here, I know we talked about it. Obviously, I want to find some more lead gen flips, but like kind of want to think about doing almost like buy a lot and build a new construction house, like go through all this permitting and do all, but like build a new construction, duplex, like, and rent that out. I will eventually, I think, just for tax purposes, it'd be nice to have something like that, but or flip it.
Yeah, I've got an interesting question for the city. I wonder if you did do a new build with the ADU on the tax roll, does it show as a new construction? Does the effective year become 2024, or does it still get stuck back? You know what I mean?
That's a good question. I wouldn't even have thought to ask that, but
because that would effectively make you marketing the property at as a new construction, and on some, like you'll see it down in East Downtown. They'll apply if they and Ishmael might know this too. If they do a certain amount of work to the property, like if they rehab over 70 or 80% of the property and put a warranty in there, they can classify that as a new build.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it'd be worth just asking her just to know. Say, hey, if we did go through the permitting process and redid the ADU, and we did a full remodel on the main house, is it going to change that on the tax roll to be as a new construction, and can we market it as a new construction?
Okay, I'm going to have to try and remember that one for sure. So I'm going to probably be talking to her tomorrow or the next day and get it going. And then, cool. I do want to build out that lead gen. I talked with Money Mike, and he said like Friday at 1:30 he could do a Zoom. So maybe on Friday 1:30, if it works with everybody, we could hop on and build out our lead generation, find our own flips.
Yeah, for sure. I've already spoke to the postcard people, and I just need to reach out to like the texting platform people. And
are you ready to start a wholesale business again with me?
All those things. I'll definitely point you in that direction.
Perfect. Sounds good. Cool. Well, thank you for your time, man. I'll holler at you here probably a little later.
All right, man.
Bye. Bye. All right. Again, like a rookie house flipper, going through this stuff, it's so nice to have people in your corner who've done this for so long. I'm into this. I'm like shaking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and then that ain't no big deal, man. You just go that route, just get it done. It ain't gonna affect your money. Like, just go. In my mind, it's crazy. We were doing the ADU, and that was the only way you make money. And now I'm like, Joe reminded me, hard money. He's like, no, you were already locked in at this. You were gonna pay extra to try and get more money. So like, you're good, dude. All right, let's just get this thing going. I'm gonna call my contractor now and just tell him all of what I know, and tell him I want to just get going on it. See what he says.
I'll guilt you into it, huh?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Jackson?
All right, so I finally talked to the city.
Yep.
The lady, she's actually really cool. She broke everything down for me for like 30 minutes. And basically what we're going to do, I think, and we can decide right now, but I say we just go back with our original plan of building a garage.
Okay.
It's going to be the easiest. That's what we initially like ran all of our numbers on against anyways. And
Sure.
what she said, and this is good for us to know in the future, anytime you build, you know, you tear down and build new, and even though it's just a mother-in-law quarter accessory dwelling unit, that is now considered new construction, and everything that we had done works, but the shear wall wasn't done right. She actually sent me a plan, and I'm going to forward it to you so that you can see.
Shear wall? What's the shear wall?
Sorry, the shear wall plan, A1.03 that your engineer drew up.
Oh, for the garage.
For the mother-in-law quarter wasn't done right. She sent me a plan of what it needs to look like, but we would need full mechanical, full plumbing, full electrical, stamped,
Everything.
and then shear wall points, and it would be a 19-point inspection, and to get that done would be like $1,800, and then we're double feed because we got so it'd be like $4,000 where if she goes, and I'm like, all right, well, what if I just go back with the garage? She's like, that's easier. She goes, now you're just looking at the $562, and basically all I need from your engineer is a drawing of the size of it, you know, the materials used like normal.
Okay.
So I think that's
do
what,
that.
yeah, so I
Can
think,
she let us do the rest of the house or no?
nope, I'd asked her that, but she also said, get this to me and I'll work with you to try and get it done as soon as I can.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry. Let me walk in here. They're banging on this thing.
I know, that's all I hear is hammers.
Sorry, say that one more time. That we
She's-
to do what?
She said, no, she can't. She's like, it's just impossible. We can't like grant you access for half of the work. We treat it as one, but she's like, just get it done. Have your engineer drop the garage, just the specs, how wide, how long, and the materials used, and then make sure he puts in there that the water and electrical is already there. We're just using existing, and then
Okay.
she did mention like, hey, if you're doing a new concrete pad, like just put that in there the size of the slab, you know, foundation, which it looks like he already did for the house anyway. So a lot of
he
that.
did.
Yep.
He did.
If we just get a new drawing stamped,
That
that's
takes away the interior walls, basically.
yeah. And she goes, you know what you can do, and I don't know what she really meant by it, but like she's like, hey, you know, like if you want to, you can insulate the walls, and then maybe in the future, you know, like do it. You know, if you know what I mean, like
After
just-
the inspection.
yeah, so I'm like, are you kind of, and then I'm like, so then after that, you know, pull a new permit to do the, she's like, yeah, any kind of dwelling, then you'd have to go through all of this again. But, you know, if you want to, you could build that garage and insulate the walls, do that, and then just do it in the future type thing. So
She's telling you to do it without a permit.
I don't think she, but I was like, I'm all, But anyways, you know what? I think for us to get this thing back going as quick as we can, maybe hopefully by the end of this week, if not early next week, like let's do the garage. Let's just build that garage back up and then get it going.
Yep, so all he's got to do is take away the walls and send it back.
Yeah, and just say we're doing a garage and we are using the existing plumbing and electrical.
Okay, using existing plumbing and electrical. You got it. I'll make a call right now, bro.
Perfect. Sounds good, man. Thank you so much. And I'll forward this other stuff over to you just so you can look at it so you know in the future what a shear wall looks like and or a shear wall plan and all that looks like.
Send it to me. I'll send all that to my engineer, too.
Yeah, that way, you know, if we end up building new construction over there at some point, this is kind of what we got to have.
Not a problem.
Sounds good, homie. I'll holler at you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Bye. You heard it there. I don't have my permits yet, but I feel pretty strongly we'll have them in the next day or two, and then I can get back out there showing you our fix and flip. But I hope you guys are enjoying this because I'm getting my ass kicked out here house flipping. I think it's probably cool for you guys to sit there and listen to me ask these questions that you would have to the city and get them answered. You know, I don't know. If you guys could, again, you guys are saying, I can't believe this doesn't have 100,000 subs. The only way it's gonna, you guys gotta hit the like button. That's what gets it out there. And then just comment down below, like helping you out or thanks for the question, or keep asking me questions about flipping because I'm gonna start doing videos where I take your comment, I'll highlight you, and I'll answer your question on videos. So comment your questions down below or just helping you out, homie. And one of the videos that actually works really, really well on this channel that you guys really liked is right here. So the very first flip that we did, Ismail, who I was just talking to, and my wife break down the budget, the cost, the hard money cost, and the renovation. So if you want to see a house flip from beginning to end, check out this video right here.